Hey everyone, it's Critter Nerd formerly Nerdy Sully, and welcome to my review of The Amazing Spider-Man. And warning, this review contains some spoilers for this movie, along with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and Spider-Man 3. The Amazing Spider-Man follows a high school-aged Peter Parker who gets bit by a spider and gets spider-like abilities. After a problem with something money-related, Peter Parker lets a thief get away who ends up killing Uncle Ben. Meanwhile, a new green villain forms, with scientific experiments in which disembodied voices and reflections lead him to turn to the dark side. And this description isn't of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1. There actually are some key parts of The Amazing Spider-Man that mirror Raimi's Spider-Man 1. One instance in some lines that are rephrased from "not my problem" to "not my policy" before the thief/Uncle Ben's killer gets away. While Raimi's Spider-Man 3 revealed that in fact they got the wrong man, the setup to Uncle Ben's death and vengeance mirrors that to The Amazing Spider-Man. If we're comparing Spider-Man's preferred depiction so far, Andrew Garfield's more comedic one over Ty Mulholland's hyperactive one, since Garfield's "I'm gonna throw you out that window now," as memed as it can be, taken out of context, is just like Gwen said. What? The Gwen-Peter relationship and their exchanges were so awkward in some places that I thought I was watching a bad lip reading. Because I mean, dude, you slapped a fish. Why would you do that? I was making seafood. However, one aspect in which The Amazing Spider-Man has over Raimi's original Spider-Man is the way it connected with the audience throughout the movie. For instance, in Raimi's Spider-Man, the New Yorkers throw objects at the Green Goblin on the bridge located climax of the film. This moment feels more of a "that's what you get" moment. In The Amazing Spider-Man, Spidey saves a kid on the bridge the lizard rampages through earlier in the movie. In the climax of The Amazing Spider-Man, Spidey is injured and is struggling to get across the street. The father of the kid he saved on the bridge earlier happens to work in construction and manages to direct the cranes over the street, creating hook points for Spidey. This has more of an effect on the audience than a "that's what you get." The music and action weren't as grand and epic as a superhero movie could get, which isn't to its detriment. The music had some predictable horror strings at one scene, and with the action being less stylized and more grounded, ironic in a Spider-Man film. The Amazing Spider-Man lacks stylized action, which isn't to its detriment, but it does connect more with audiences over Raimi's Spider-Man 1. Though the Gwen-Peter relationship and lines were a bit awkward, and the movie does mirror a lot of setups and similar lines from Raimi's Spider-Man 1, I do think it's at least worth a rent, with a rating of a 70 out of 100. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to check out my recommended video or playlist in my most recent video here. If you want to support my channel, links to my Patreon, Ko-fi, and or Streamlabs are in the description below. And if it comes down to it, you can always subscribe.